Joining me now in the studio to talk more about what we can expect from President Obama's State of the Union address is Bob Lehrman. He's a professor at American University here in Washington. He also served as a speechwriter for former U.S. Vice President Al Gore. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's interesting. We've seen the President of the United States going here, there, as Jessica was pointing out, kind of throwing out the themes beforehand. Is that unusual for a president to do that before a State of the Union address?
Not at all. Some people are saying, oh, this is new, he's laying out all these issues. But, you know, take Bill Clinton, 1999, that was the second to last State of the Union. And if you look at the people previewing the speech, they all knew what the issues were. Then it was Save Social Security Now, and they knew that stuff here. And here they know, you know, cybersecurity and privacy and education, free college tuition, other issues. They know those two.
Is it helpful to do it? Because when he addresses this group, it may be kind of a hostile reception, whereas when you go out to the Hastings, you know, the folks out there in Cedar Falls or wherever might be more energetic and like what you have to say.
It's helpful to lay it out because the more days you get when people like you report on the news, the more people will be aware of them. And studies show that every time a president highlights an issue, 2% more of the population think that it's a key issue. That may seem like not like much, but it's a lot.
You build on that as little dominoes, I guess. Talk to me about preparing a big speech like this. Take us inside the process. I mean, how long does it take? Is the president very active in this? Some presidents just basically go through and scan it and make some changes along the way. I mean, how does it come together?
Well, there are always speech conferences in the beginning, and they'll lay out broad themes, but then speechwriters go to work. They contact other people. Some of that is flattery. You know, you'll contact the cabinet secretary and say, well, what do you want in this? And they'll give you something, and you might put 2 words in there. And some is to genuinely get new ideas. So it'll take a few months, but the last few weeks, you know, you have drafts, and presidents invest themselves in looking at it. And sometimes you might see 5% of changes. Sometimes you might see 20%. Not more than that.
And then you're the one that has to jump in there at the final, tossing in the changes and everything.
I would say the team of writers, they're there well before the final. You know.
What about, I've already alluded to the fact that this is, now he's speaking to a Congress that's dominated by Republicans. How does that change the dynamic?
Well, it changes it tremendously because presidents will usually make about 30 to 40 requests of a Congress. And sometimes they'll get 40% through, or I think last year or the year before, Obama, because the Congress is hostile, got 5% through. And that influences the audience. People say, why should I watch this? I know he's not going to get this stuff through anyway. You know, but you got to realize what a president is aiming at. It's not just what laws he'll pass in 2015 this year. It's who we elect in 2016. And he will propose things he knows Republicans won't accept. But then whoever the Democratic nominee is in 2016, it won't be him. They can run against the Republicans on that.
It's kind of laying down the bridge to the future, I guess.
Right.
Bob Lehrman, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.